So today I'm reading, I picked Act 3, Scene 4 at line 54, starts from Hamlet. Hamlet, look here upon this picture and on this, the counterfeit presentment of two brothers. See what a grace was seated on this bow. Hyperius curls the front of Jove himself, an eye like Mars to threaten and commend, a station like the herald Mercury, new lighted on a heaven-kissing hill, a combination and a form indeed, where every god did seem to set his seal, to give the world assurance of a man. This was your husband. Look you now, what follows, he's your husband like a mild weed ear, blasting his wholesome brother. Have you eyes? Could you on this fair mountain leave 2 feet, and batten on this moor? Ha, have you eyes? You cannot call it love, for at your age, the heyday in the blood is tam. It's humble, and wait upon the judgment. In what judgment would step from this to this? Sense sure you have, else could you not have motion. But sure that sense is a plast, for madness would not err, nor sense to ecstasy was never so thralled. But it reserved some quantity of choice to serve in such a difference. What devil was in that? Thou hath consent you at hoodman blind. Eyes without feeling, feeling without sight, ears without hands, or eyes smelling sense all. Or but a sickly part, one true sense, could not mop, O shame. Where is thy blush, rebellious hell, if thou canst moten in a matron's bow, to flaming youth let virtue be as wax, and melt in her own fire. Proclaim no shame, when the compulsive adore gives the charge, since frost itself as actively doth burn, and responds pender swell. Gertrude. O Hamlet, speak no more. Thou turn'st mine eyes into my fairy soul, and there I see such black and green spots as will not leave their tints. Hamlet. Nay, but to live in the rank sweat of an ensamid bed, stooled in corruption, honeying and making love over the nasty sty. So, going back to line 54, Hamlet was pointing at a picture of the two brothers, and he was saying, pointing at one of them, saying he's kind and what a gentleman he is, and his curly hair and his forehead are like a Greek god, and his body, and it's so perfect, and a figure and a combination of very good qualities that seems like what every single god had. He's just, his stance and every part of him seems to be perfect. And then the guy that he was pointing at, he was her husband. Sorry. No, that's okay. Now look at this other one that's next to the one that he was comparing. Here is Claudius, is the guy that you just married. The quality in him is ruining what the king had that was next to him. and Hamlet was judging Gertrude, was asking her. He was asking her if you had eyes, how can you had a husband that has such a good quality in him, but then you picked someone like this over him. And Hamlet was saying that you cannot say it was because of love, because it wasn't. Like, at the age that you are right now, romantic passion were grown weak, and your heart obeys reasons, not because of love. But then what's the reason? What's the reason that you have? What's the reason that made you to pick him? Hamlet was saying that no one has ever been that insane before that could pick a guy like him. He was also saying that was there a devil inside you, that your eyes didn't have feelings, didn't have a sight, ears didn't have hands or eyes, smells without anything. And oh, for shame, like, why aren't you shameful of your decision? I think Hamlet was saying that the devil is taking over you, it's taking over your brain and your bones. It's melting inside of you, and now it just turns into a personality inside you. You don't even feel shameful of what you're acting right now. And Gertrude was explaining it, was telling Hamlet to stop. You're making me looking at my own soul. You're making me shameful. The scene inside of my soul is so thick, and they're so dark that I'm unable to wash them away, to forget about them. And Hamlet was saying, yes, you're right. Your dirt, your sweat, when you lie, your sweat, they're all stink into this dirty sheet that you have with the corruption and with when you're making love.